Hello, everybody. Welcome to my persuasive speech. Today, I will be sharing with you a topic that I think is relevant in our society right now. And I will start with the question: is social media beneficial or harmful for teens and young adults? What do you think? The reason why I actually picked this specific subject is because I had three kids in my house, and one of them, the oldest, is a teenager. So I want to be prepared as a mom, as an adult, to navigate with my teen the social media access, that if he has any questions, that he can feel free to come to me, and I'm going to be prepared to give the right answers and the right knowledge. I was actually checking the website, the mayoclinic.org website, and it has a really great article when it comes to social media, the benefits and the negative points about this subject, and I wanted it to share with you. The article's name is Teens and Social Media Use. What's the impact? And this article was done and researched by the Mayo Clinic staff. And I want to share specific numbers that I think are very interesting. And I quote, social media is a big part of many teens' lives, and that we know. A 2018 Research Center survey of about 750 students showed that about students between the ages of 13 to 17 years old are using social media, online access. 45% of them are online almost constantly, and 97% use a social media platform such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. So we know that our teens and young adults are using social media. Why should we care about it? Two reasons. Number one is because right now our children and teens are actually having access to social media sooner at a younger age. So we need to make sure that we help them and educate them to go to the right places and when to stop if it's something that is hurting them when they go to social media, to stop immediately. And the second one is because our teens and young adults are the future of this nation. And we know that if we have young adults and individuals who are responsible, who know how to set limits to themselves, we know that they're going to be individuals that will go out to society knowing how to be responsible, knowing how to perform the right way. So that's what I think is important. I'm going to be sharing with you three specific points today. One is social media and the benefits of social media. Two, I'm going to be sharing social media and why is it harmful for teens and young adults. And three, I want to share with you how to protect our teens from social media. And at the very end, I will be concluding my speech with finding balance in this research. So something else that I found through the childmind.org website, it's very interesting. We're gonna start with what's beneficial and what is not. And this website tells us that there's good things about it. There's good things about social media and social media access, but we have to make sure that we're careful with what's negative. As we go back to the mayoclinic.org, the social media benefits are that social media allows teens to create online identities, communicate with others, and build social networks. And this is important. These networks can provide teens with valuable support, especially helping those who experience exclusion or have disabilities or chronic illnesses. So these people are going through social media to find places where they can belong, where they feel accepted for who they are. So that is great because it's giving them a sense of comfort and a sense of confidence that they can find groups where they can feel like they belong, that where they can feel that they can be themselves. That's a great aspect about social media benefits. Networking, giving them access to research, giving them access to use tech. That's another benefit. Now I'm going to talk to you about social media and harms. This one is actually where you find a little bit more, because there's a little bit more negative aspects than the good aspects based on my research. I'm gonna go back right now to the childmindinstitute.org website, and they're saying that some experts worry that teens are more anxious and have lower self-esteem because of social media and texting. There are components for teens to know that, in aspects for them to feel that way, because they have easy access to the caring of what someone else is saying. Also, social media deprive them from sleeping, give them peer pressure, and it gives them unrealistic values that they can have at some point in life. So we have to make sure that we let our teens and young adults know that what they see in social media is not always the right thing to do, is not always reality for the majority. There's something else that I found through the newportacademy.com website, and they're saying that the effects of social media on teenagers during the pandemic has elevated the lower self-esteem in teenagers, because they're watching, they were depressed already because they were private from going to see their friends. They couldn't socialize, and then going to social media and interacting and seeing the negative aspect to it kind of caused them depression. So we have to make sure that we let our teens know and our young adults know that there's always a balance. So we did talk about the benefits of social media. In a quick way, we did talk about why is it harmful for teens having access to social media. And I want to talk to you, going back to what we said, the Mayo Clinic.org website gives us ways how we can protect our teens from social media. And the reasons that they give us, I think it's important to mention: set reasonable limits when it comes to time. There's time for everything. There's a time for social media. It doesn't have to be always. Monitor your teens' accounts, meaning having access as adults and parents to see what the kids are watching. Explain what's not okay to do and what's okay to do. Encourage face-to-face contact with friends, and this is very important. Encouraging our next generation that there's still value into having conversations face-to-face with somebody. Talk about social media in general and what it's right and what's not right to do. I want to finish my presentation just concluding that we know that social media's number one point is there's benefits to it. This gives them, the teenagers, sense of belonging, sense of I can relate with somebody. But we also, in point 2, we talk about it's harmful, right? Because there's so many aspects that teenagers are not quite ready to experience. Deprived of sleeping. We talk about peer pressure, unrealistic expectations on teenagers. The last one, we say how to protect our teens and young adults. It's by having limits, by knowing what they're watching, talking to them and educating them. And I want to conclude with saying that social media is great, but it has to be a balance. There has to be a balance between social media and the access to social media. Educating ourselves and educating others about how to have access to social media will help our next generation to know that they have to have access, but in a responsible way. We're not saying don't have access at all. We're just saying you have to be responsible. You have to have limits. You have to learn when to say no more. And if something is happening that it's not helping, right, the teens and the young adult, that we can help them to figure it out, or they can help themselves to figure out how to go out of that problem or that situation. So I want to conclude by saying we need a balance when it comes to social media. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.